Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Xenonauts 2, Early Access, Milestone 4. As today, we've got payday right around the corner, 3 days out. Plus a few other projects in the works. Though really, it's that payday that we need to hold out for. Once we've got that, we can get another Phantom going. So yeah, once again, just biding our time. Hoping for the best. Let's see how it goes. Secondary lab up and running. Let's get that staffed. And I will note, I did actually try to recruit scientists beforehand, just so we'd have them ready to go in advance, but it is apparently not an option. You have to wait until you have sufficient lab space. You can't have redundant scientists. Not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but it is important to keep that in mind when you are expanding your labs. That's an extra 3 days, plus a $250,000 in extra expenditures. And there we go. Funding received. Whew, yeah. And we are starting to take a bit of a beating on our panic losses. Though it is interesting to note that the only region that we actually technically are in the negatives on now is Asia Pacific. And that's all the way up at 49. So I guess technically you're getting full funding, or in excess of full funding, right up until you hit panic level 48. Though perhaps that varies depending on your exact difficulty setting. Oh, and I will stress that we are still working under the reduced overall funding of early Milestone 4. That said, give me a sec to parcel this stuff out real quick. Not that we're going to get very far with it. I really was hoping we'd push at least 2.5, preferably 3 mil, but we'll work with what we've got. And we're back. Yeah, we could not stretch that funding terribly far, but we've got Phantom 2 in the works. We've got Phantom 1 almost complete. And then aside from that, we're starting to shuffle some interceptors around. And we have officially broken ground on our Australian base. Sky Mapper Station, currently exceedingly basic because it's all we could afford. As far as names go, I couldn't really think of anything clever, so I just went with a real, actual satellite station in Australia. Not quite the right position, but I wanted to make sure we were covering more of those islands. Hard to say if we'll ever be able to upgrade it to a full-fledged interceptor station, but in the short term, I'm really just hoping having it there will start bringing down that panic level. Scientists on site. Let's see how much that boosts our actual research. Oh, wow, okay. Up from, I believe, 138 to 175, so almost 40%. That's not bad at all. And yeah, that'll definitely help us get through more of these projects, though it is still quite a time sink. Mentarch analysis complete, so we can now start selling those corpses instead of saving them. Oh, and Phantom 1 up and running. Let's go ahead and get that immediately transferred over to Phoenix. Ultimately, I would like to have one Phantom at each base until we can afford to build more, but for now, Phoenix gets all the shiniest toys. Sorry, Exo. And then I guess we'll just leave Workshop 2 idle for a while. Bank a little extra funding. Angel 1 repositioned at Outpost 9. We'll ultimately try to station 2 there, just to harass the destroyers going in and out of that alien base. And Guardian Armor. Guardian Armor is our first personal armor design to truly harness the power of alien materials, granting the wearer excellent protection against extraterrestrial weaponry and other battlefield hazards. The first layer of protection is a gray cotton coverall, impregnated with flame-retardant coating and woven through with alloy nanowires. Despite complaints that it is scratchy and uncomfortable to wear, it serves a vital purpose, conducting some of the deadly energy of a plasma bolt away from the impact point and dissipating it over a larger area. Thick armor plates forged from hardened alloys and heat-resistant ceramic are worn atop this undersuit, strategically positioned to cover vital organs. These plates are highly effective against kinetic impacts, but also offer relatively good protection against energy weapons. Thus, should one of our soldiers prove foolish enough to be hit by enemy fire, their survival chances will be increased immeasurably if wearing Guardian armor. Unfortunately, such protection comes at a price. Guardian armor is considerably bulkier and heavier than existing types of armor, making it a poor choice for operatives carrying significant amounts of equipment or those with particularly feeble physiques. Additionally, large quantities of alien alloys are required to manufacture the nanowires and armor plates that make the Guardian so effective. As always, you must decide the optimal use of these precious resources. Duly noted. I'll get a few of those in the works for our frontliners. But let's go ahead and get our new research set. And, I am very tempted to go for advanced alloys. I think it does unlock the next tier of interceptor, but the current interceptors are already so expensive. I feel like we should go ahead and focus on boosting our firepower. And then, of course, we've also got the new threat of Reapers. We really should run through those projects as well. Especially since I've since been informed that apparently they insta-kill on melee hit. We just got really lucky last time around. And then there's also the oddity of this. We have access to alien plasma weapons, but we haven't actually done laser weaponry yet. Which feels like it shouldn't be allowed. It feels like plasma weapons should be tiered after lasers. Though to be fair, skipping mid-tier weapons was a pretty valid tactic in games like XCOM 2. I'm just not sure if it's intentional here, especially given the disparity in research time, 9 days versus 7.5. So, before I commit... Well, I mean, on the one hand, I feel weird just skipping projects in general, but I think before I commit to anything, I will have to go ahead and pop onto the forums. I mentioned last time I suspected some of this might just be placeholder stuff, so this does seem like a good time to double check. And we're back. And you know what? I combed through the forums for a bit, and I honestly cannot tell if plasma weapons are in or not. I got conflicting reports, some people saying that they were in as late last year, but then others saying that they are not available in the current builds. I even had one person expressly tell me via message that they researched it, but the project then didn't appear in their workshop, so they essentially wasted that week researching it, only for it to not grant them access to the new gear. So yeah, we'll just, we'll play it safe, we'll go with lasers. And then we've also got 4 sets of Guardian armor going. We'll split those over Exo and Phoenix. And back to waiting. Oh, and let's get a look at that Phantom. Okay. So, slight improvements across the board. Wow, with a massively increased operational range, that is actually fantastic. The downside being that now the Angel is really kind of holding it back. Though we do have double fuel pods on the Phantom, that feels excessive. Let's try this. we'll go full missile boat with the Angel. And then given that the Phantom is supposed to be more durable and more maneuverable, we'll leave that one with the double front mount cannons. And then we'll dump the range extenders and we'll grab armor instead. The idea being that when we engage, the Angel will pelt the target from afar, strip off the armor, and then the Phantom will get in close and hopefully tear it apart. Though, obviously, we'll revise our loadouts and tactics as we get more Phantoms in the fray. Speaking of which, sure could use some extra funding out here. Aliens? Hey, here we go. Oof. And of course they're throwing an abductor at us. The one ship type we can't actually do anything against just yet. Oh, but we do have a destroyer with 2 fighter escorts. En route to attack Exo. That is less than ideal. Yeah, let's go for an intercept. We'll go manual if we have to. Oh, and we have a bomber. Right next to Phoenix. That's a great test case for our new Phantom. Really hoping that abductor lands. And we're on. Can we auto? We cannot. Okay. Going manual. The destroyer itself isn't a big deal. We can solo those all day. It's the fighters we have to worry about. So let's focus fire. These things have no armor, so in theory we should be able to tear one apart. Just with our opening missile salvo. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Oof, that is way less damage than I was hoping for. Prep to dodge. One left, one right. Divide and conquer. Nice, nice. Fighter engaged. Oh gosh. This is immediately a mess. Fighter 1 out. Engage Fighter 2. Might have Angel 3 peel off, try to keep the destroyer distracted. Fighter 2 out. Angel 3 peeling off. Angel 4 moving in for the kill. And pincered. Destroyer down. Took some modest damage there, but very, very doable. Plus, of course, now we have a crash site on the field. Great training fodder for our base full of rookies. In fact, I should probably go double check real quick, see if anyone else still needs that award for bravery. Also, we have the new Guardian armor. I should get that slotted in. One sec. And we are good to go. Sadly, we only had a single set of Guardian armor ready. So Reb gets to be the one to Christian it in battle, considering she is still very much a glass cannon. And then aside from that, I brought in everyone who didn't have an award for bravery, which was really just the JFK and Space Dog. But yeah, this should be more than sufficient for our needs. But, you know, to those who are about to die, etc., etc. Contact on the bomber. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Okay. I've got to say, I was really kind of expecting more from that Phantom. Well, let's go manual. Assuming direct control. Alright, so yeah. Angel comes in on right. It'll dump its payload into the bomber, hopefully trim off most of that armor. And then hopefully the Phantom can shred it. Once we've gotten past that armored exterior, we'll try to stay in this little gap here. And strafe. Angel 2, peel off. All you, Phantom. Nice, nice, nice. But, oh, now it gets tricky. Oh, okay. Well, that worked out. Oh, shoot. Juked the wrong way. But it worked. Wow. Okay. Man, yeah, that auto attempt was way off, though, to be fair, that did require a lot of fancy flying. We never would have been able to pull off half those maneuvers with a standard Angel. Okay, come on back. 20 alloy, 4 elenium. Not bad for 5 minutes work. And Exo on site. Let's do this. Though really, I've got to say, this is just a trainer mission. I think our real excitement this episode is those 2 dogfights. That was pretty intense. I will say, the air combat has really grown on me. Generally speaking, I prefer not to mix real-time strategy with turn-based strategy like they have here. But I have been finding those dogfights to be surprisingly enjoyable. Mantids, right? All conveniently faced away. That's nice. Gold Dragon on facing side. Coin toss on accuracy. Check sides. No other enemies in sight, but plateau placement is slightly problematic. Also, tons of blind spots. Let's whittle down guys on left. We'll try to take out the closer two. Hoping this doesn't just outright kill. Oh, okay, well. Right. Mantids have expanded vision cones. Also, these guys are packing plasmas. That does make these trainer missions slightly more dangerous. Clear number 2. Oh yeah, see that guy's still rocking a magnetic. So wait, can you actually see us now? Are we on the edge of your expanded vision cone? I forget how wide their arc is. Oh, wow. Okay. So it's like more than 180. It's like 270-ish. Number 2 out. Set for incoming. We've got 1 on left, plus likely at least 1 or 2 popping out of the woodwork. Fingers crossed. Hold. Sounds like a civvy just bit it. Armed friendly. Possibly dead. Well, if they weren't before. But at least he bought us an extra round. We'll go for a cap. These guys are pretty frail. No luck. We'll just go for kill. Thank you, Reb. JFK on Overwatch, just watch the approach. Foe Twain on center. Let's start pushing plateau. We have 2 potential ascension points. Oh, there's corner. Interesting. That is much closer than I thought it would be. Okay, well that actually simplifies this considerably. Once we have the plateau, we'll essentially have this entire side of the map. And gold. Risky, but yeah. Manted. Ding on Cyborg Shield. And kill from JFK. Nice. Manted up top. Also wobbly Mentark sound. Yeah, so that pretty much confirms our friendly's dead. The Manted that rushed us was badly wounded. Alright, let's go ahead and clear these other 2. We'll get gold up top, but he will not have enough to fire. We're just getting him in position for now. But Roman might have a shot. Yes, very nice. Target out. Let's hold in this doorway here. We'll have Trip and Reb help JFK watch left. Keep that side secure while we clear right. And now this one. Clear cover. Bricks mortared. And go for cap. Target suppressed, should be good for approach. Oh, well, scratch that. We have another mansion in sight. Let's be slightly more cautious. Oof. Target capped, but shields on the brink. Cyborg stuck regardless, though, so we'll just back him up. Hope for the best. I don't want to smoke, because that'll block sniper fire. Too far for a flashbang. We could push up, but we have a lot of unknowns out there. Yeah, that's not going to work. Just hang back, bud. I mean, Cyborg's still got 18 on the shield. That's just magnetic. Warden armor plus heavy, I'd say odds are in his favor. Unless he gets double teamed. Hold. Oof. Okay, we'll take it. Definitely painful, but Cyborg's still in. Target out. Let's pull Cyborg back. We'll get that patched. I think we'll mostly hold this round. Wait to see if more come at us. Space toggle, patch next round. Start pushing up on fence. Oh, there's our friendly. Yeah, you can even see the alien blood stain where he engaged the mantid that JFK took out. Oh, Fotwain. You know what? Why don't you start pushing this ladder? We'll have him peek up top next round. Bleeding stopped. And all quiet. Push up on left. How many have we cleared so far? 8? I feel like we tend to see about 10 to 12 on your average destroyer, so... Mentark plus 2 to 4 left. Cyborg patched. Let's start pushing for the upper levels here. Hold on corners, keep points banked. We're up against Mantid, so even a single reflex shot can ruin their day. Nah, just go for the ladder. Won't be able to fire regardless. Door seems closed for the moment. And I feel like we're probably clear out here. It's a very small map and mantids move quick, but we'll hedge our bets just to be safe. Let's whittle down right side a little as well. Though really, I think our big threat at this point is just mantids busting out the front of that destroyer, taking pot shots at us on approach, especially since that would then theoretically open line of fire from the Mentarch as well. That's why I'm loath to move Fotwain any closer. He's the first one they'd see. I actually meant to bring Demo on this run, not Fotwain. Demo could have laid down machine gun fire, you know. Slightly better for Overwatch purposes, but not a big deal. He's just getting some extra training time back at Exo. All right, hold. All clear. We'll congregate on door, but, you know, work the angles, try to keep points banked. Just in case the enemies conveniently rush just as we're getting into position. As does so often seem to happen. Might as well finish clearing right side while we're here. I mean, I'm like 98% sure it's clear, but still. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll just have gold position to flank if they rush. Hold. Interesting. No, they are locked down. Peek. Mantid non-com back left. Roman? Target out. Leaves at least one Mentarch, but assume more. We'll also reposition gold. This angle's too extreme. Moving up on right. Hold. Manted non-com on right. No clear shot. Still no sign of the Mentarch either, so let's be careful here. Oh, I will also say, in regards to the doors, I have been informed that apparently there is now a toggle that you can use from the difficulty menu to just straight up disable doors. So, like, the devs know that people are using them like this. But their solution was essentially just to allow people to turn off the doors if they don't want to deal with them, which to me feels like a really kind of slapdash solution. But, you know, it is what it is. At least they addressed it to some extent. I feel like there are better, more immersive solutions, but at the same time, this is a relatively low-budget indie project, so, you know, I can't be too critical. There's a lot more I would like to see, but I mean, to a certain extent, a lot of it is personal taste, and, you know, a lot of it also just kind of falls into, again, scope creep. And goodness knows, real retro XCOM likes are few and far between. You gotta take what you can get. Mentarch in sight. But Manted, MIA. Mentarch suppressed. Go for kill. No luck. Gold? Hey, nicely fired. No kill, but if we're lucky, it'll bleed out. No bleeding sounds. Nope, target's still up. Would be nice if we could cap it, but it's too far in. And we do still have at least one Manted in there. Nice. And yeah, we'll hold for another round or two. See if anything else shakes loose. Nah, let's go in. Don't want to drag this out too much. The last one we saw was a non-com, so relatively low damage output. Oh, and there he is. Yeah, that's a magnetic pistol. Nothing to worry about. Though, that does not mean we shouldn't take precautions. Flashbang out. And we're good. Destroyer secured. Yeah, it would have been nice to go for more caps, especially against frail targets like Mantids, but after we lost Cyborg's shield, it just felt like it wasn't worth the risk, you know? This is, after all, a trainer mission. Our main purpose here was to bulk up our new recruits. And to that extent, mission accomplished. We've got medals for bravery on Space Dog and the JFK Special, and some solid gains for Gold Dragon. Yeah, not bad. Loot's a bit on the lighter side, but we'll take what we can get. Come on back. I think that's about 100k at this point. 150 if we're lucky. Not enough for another Phantom, but enough to at least get some more Guardian armor going. 42, 58, 71, 111. Yeah, just shy 150. That's 2 more sets of Guardian armor. Though we might actually keep it banked, since we'll also need money for laser upgrades. We are just a few more days out from that as well. That said, this does feel like a good place to call it. We'll hit the pause button for now, we'll get this stuff cashed in, swap out our squaddies, and we will pick up here next time, as we hopefully get that second Phantom in play. See you then! Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Theory V23, Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the Patreon, the PayPal, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.